Here are the 3 best props to bet on for the Week 12 Monday night game between the Panthers and Niners, presented by Sharpstack. The first prop is Bryce Young 200-plus passing yards. Now, the Niners have bled production for opposing quarterbacks this season, especially since losing both Fred Warner and Nick Bosa over the last few weeks. Since Week 5, in 7 games, they have allowed an average of 300 passing yards per game, with all but Jackson Dart getting over 240 passing yards, even though Dart was over 240 total yards if you include his rushing numbers. Young has not been that great this year. I get it. He only has 2 games over 200 passing yards, but he is coming off a 448-yard game last week and also has 2 games with 198 and 199 yards against Miami and Dallas, 2 very beatable defenses as well. Plus, with Bryce Young probably needing to throw more to keep up with the Niners offense, I think Young can get to 200 on what has become a pretty bad defense for the Niners. The second prop tonight is Tetairoa McMillan over 65.5 receiving yards. So in conjunction with Young's yards, if we expect him to get over 200, then we should expect his primary wide receiver 1 to also break 65 yards, if not more like into the 70s, 80s, or above. Now, T-Mac has hit this in 4 out of 10 games this year, with 2 additional games at 60 and 62 yards. So even while Bryce Young hasn't been great and hasn't broken 200 yards much this year, T-Mac is still getting it done as the only legitimate weapon for Young to throw to. I will say, in the 2 games that Young has broken the 200-yard mark, McMillan has been over 70 yards and was actually at 130 yards last week. So if Bryce Young gets there, so should Tetairoa McMillan. Now, before I say the last prop, I wanted to tell y'all that I'm getting these plays from the new Sharpstack tool on 4for4.com, which shows you the best props to bet on with their EV tool across the NFL, college football, MLB, NBA, and more. Sign up today for a 7-day free trial using the link in the description with code BET for 25% off. And our last play tonight is Christian McCaffrey 70-plus rushing yards. I mean, man, what a difference George Kittle makes for CMC's efficiency on the ground. Since Kittle returned to the lineup, CMC has been over 70 yards in 3 out of 5 games, with 2 of those games over 100 yards. The 2 games he didn't get to 70 were against the Texans and Rams, 2 of the most difficult defenses to run on this season. The 3 teams he went over against: Falcons, Giants, and Cardinals, 3 of the easiest defenses to run on this year. The Panthers are just as bad as those 3 teams that are allowing the 7th most rushing yards to opposing running backs this season coming into this week, and over the past 4 weeks have allowed 80-plus rushing yards to Josh Jacobs and Alvin Kamara, 100 yards to Bijan Robinson, and over 200 yards to James Cook. So given CMC's strong ability to run with George Kittle back and healthy, plus the soft run defense of the Panthers and the projected game script of the Niners being 7.5-point favorites, I like Christian McCaffrey to have a big game tonight and break 70 rushing yards.